Shri Advaita Shri Vasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 7, Chapter 11. We are at the section where Yudhishthir Maharaj is asking about the Varna Sharma principles from Narad Muni. And we have been hearing about the different principles of the Brahmanas. We heard yesterday in the purport by Srila Prabhupada what Bhagavatam is saying, that this Varna Sharma, Bhagavatam is saying practically everyone is born a Shudra, and then we have to qualify ourselves. And we have to understand that Varna Sharma system is based not on birth. Not that because somebody is born in a particular family, they become like that. They have to be qualified with those qualities. Like a doctor's son does not become a doctor because he's born in a doctor's family. But he has to go to medical school, he has to pass the exam, practice, then he becomes a doctor. So that is the idea. And Prabhupada is saying that the Krishna consciousness movement, that's the effort to establish divine Varna Sharma. What is Devi Varna Sharma? As one is inclined to work, one works as one is inclined, not based on birth, but on qualifications, based on the gunas, the karma, for the satisfaction of Krishna, to satisfy the Supreme Lord. So satisfying the Supreme Lord through one's occupational duty. That is Devi Varna Sharma, and it is not based on birth, but based on one's qualifications, one's work. Is that okay? Then we can proceed further for today, because yesterday there was some
Yes.
discussion about that. Okay. So we have to remember it's not based on birth. It depends on how is one qualified to be called in that particular section. Okay. So going on, text 21, Shamodamastapa Shaucham.
Samodapastaposhascha. Actually, we
Santosha
did.
Shan. Huh? We did
Shilpaji, we
this?
did the 21st. Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
start from 22nd. And I also
Yes.
have a request, Shilpaji. Can we
Ah.
enlarge the font, like a little bit enlargement of the size of this?
Actually, this is the maximum.
Maximum?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
It's small,
Okay.
is it? Okay,
It
let's see
looks
what
very,
I can
it
do.
looks a little small to me. I want to read from here then.
Okay, let me
Sometime.
see. Oh,
But actually, if you
okay.
drag it, then it can be, we can do it ourselves. We drag a little bit, expand
You
it.
can. Actually, it's not extending in my, that's why. I mean, maybe I have a
You can
different.
use two fingers, the thumb
Yeah.
and your finger
Not coming
to.
out. Yeah. I tried. It's not coming out actually. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, Shilpa, again. It's okay. Yeah.
Because I'm checking here, it's the maximum. And if I'm
Okay.
trying to enlarge my screen, then it is like
Okay.
Pautiaula.
No problem. Okay, no
Shilpa,
problem.
Shilpa, you can go on the file, edit view up on your screen, view on your screen,
Wait,
up on the view.
file, advanced view?
No. It's okay. We can watch this way now, for now, today.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then you can show it to me. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. All right, 22, right? Shauryam Viryam Dhritis
Shauryam
Viryam,
Viryam
These
Dhritis
stages.
Tyagas Chatma Jaya Shama
Tyagaschatma Jaya Shama
Brahmanyata Prasadascha
Brahmanyata Pratadascha
Satyam Cha Shatra Lakshanam.
Satyam Cha Shatra Lakshanam.
Okay, translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. To be influential in battle, unconquerable, patient, challenging and charitable, to control the bodily necessities, to be forgiving, to be attached to the Brahmanical nature, and to be always jolly and truthful. These are the symptoms of the Kshatriya. So we heard some symptoms of the Brahmanas, and we can see there's some which are being repeated for Kshatriya and Brahman. For example, forgiveness. Forgiving is there. And then Brahman was mind and sense controlled. Here it's writing control bodily necessities. Then charitable. Even, okay, that charity was not there. Anyway, but one of the activity of a Brahman is to give charity. Then attached to Brahmanical nature. So means they appreciating Brahmanical nature. So these are the symptoms of a Kshatriya. We can see that these qualities are actually important to develop. Of course, influential in battle, we may not be able to do that. But, jolly, truthful, forgiving, attached to Brahmanical culture, charitable, control bodily necessities, patient. Okay. Deva Guru Achyute Bhaktis.
Deva Guru Achyute Bhakti
Trivarga Pariposhanam.
Trivarga Pariposanam
Astikyam Udyamo Nityam.
Astikyam Udyamo Nityam
Nityam.
Naipunyam Vaishya Lakshanam.
Naipunyam Vaishya Lakshanam
Being always devoted to the demigods, the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord Vishnu, endeavoring for advancement in religious principles, economic development, and sense gratification, dharma, artha, and kam, believing in the words of the spiritual master and scripture, and always endeavoring with expertise in earning money. These are the symptoms of the Vaishya. So, devoted to the demigods, the spiritual master, and Supreme Lord, endeavoring for advancement in religious principles, economic development, sense gratification, faith in the words of Guru and Shastra, and expert in earning money. Okay, so this is Vaishya duties. Shudrasya sanati shaucham.
Shudrasya Sanatihi Shaucham
Seva Swamini Amayaya.
Seva Swamini Amayaya
Amantra Yagyo hi Asteyam.
Amantra Yagyo Hi Asteyam
Satyam Go Vipra Rakshanam.
Satyam Govipra
Offering obeisances to the higher sections of society, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, being always very clean, being free from duplicity, serving one's master, performing sacrifices without uttering mantras, not stealing, always speaking the truth, and giving all protection to the cows and Brahmanas. These are the symptoms of the Shudra. It is everyone's experience that workers or servants are generally accustomed to stealing. A first-class servant is one who does not steal. Here it is recommended that a first-class Shudra must remain very clean, must not steal or speak lies, and must always render service to his master. A Shudra may attend sacrifices and Vedic ritualistic ceremonies along with his master, but he should not utter the mantras, for these may be uttered only by the members of the higher sections of society. Unless one is completely pure and has been raised to the standard of a Brahman, Kshatriya, or Vaishya, in other words, unless one is a Dvija, twice born, the chanting of mantras will not be fruitful. And then we heard earlier, Dvija means they were born with the Garbhdan Samskar. Not just like that, but there was like these rituals done and they are properly perform the purificatory rites. And then, so that's why we are told, chant Hare Krishna mantra. When we chant Hare Krishna mantra, there is no restriction that what class you belong to. Anyone, everyone can chant Hare Krishna mantra. That is the special mercy of the Lord given to us in this age of Kali. Because imagine otherwise, if this restriction was there, then what would we do? How would we get perfection? What could we have done? Isn't it?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, like a Shudra should not utter the mantras. So that means it's other mantras. Like, that's
Yeah.
what they mean.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Vedic mantras, the
Vedic
Vedas, the Vedic
mantras, huh?
mantras.
They're not
Yeah,
supposed to.
yeah. So now see, this injunction is there. Now in Kali Yuga, how many are actually Dvija? How many are actually Brahman Kshatriya, really Brahman Kshatriya Vaishya, following the principles? So when Bhagavatam is saying mostly everyone is born a Shudra. So that's why we are recommended to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Now we are understanding, because there is no um, qualification needed to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Anyone can chant, anytime, anywhere, any place. Okay. Strinam cha pati devanam
Strinam chapati devanam
Devanam
tach chushushanukulata
Tachrunuksha anukulata
Shushrusanukulata
Anukulata
tat bandhushva anuvritischa
Tadbandhushva
Bandhushva anuvrittischa
anuvrittischa
nityam tad vritadharanam.
Nityam
Nityam tadvratadharanam
Tadvratadharanam
To render service to the husband, to be always favorably disposed toward the husband, to be equally well disposed toward the husband's relatives and friends, and to follow the vows of the husband. These are the four principles to be followed by women described as chaste. It is very important for peaceful householder life that a woman follow the vow of her husband. Any disagreement with the husband's vow will disrupt family life. In this regard, Chanakya Pandit gives a very valuable instruction. Dam patayo kalaho nasti tatra shi swayam agata. When there are no fights between husband and wife, the goddess of fortune automatically comes to the home. A woman's education should be conducted along the lines indicated in this verse. The basic principle for a chaste woman is to be always favorably disposed toward her husband. So, in this regard, Chanakya Pandit is saying that when there is no fighting between husband and wife, then the house becomes like Vaikuntha. The husband, goddess of fortune, automatically comes. Lakshmi Devi likes to stay in such a house. In Bhagavad Gita 140, it is said, Stishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankara. If the women are polluted, there will be varna sankara population. In modern terms, the varna sankara are the hippies who do not follow any regulative injunctions. Another explanation is that when the population is varna sankara, no one can know who is on what platform. The Varnashrama system scientifically divides society into four Varnas and four ashrams. But in Varna Sankara society, there are no such distinctions, and no one can know who is who. In such a society, no one can distinguish between a Brahman, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya, and a Shudra. For peace and happiness in the material world, the Varnashrama institution must be introduced. The symptoms of one's activities must be defined, and one must be educated accordingly. Then spiritual advancement will automatically be possible. So the idea is to be peaceful. So how to be peaceful? How to resolve all the unrest that there is? That's why Varna Sharma system is there, so that everybody can work as per the modes that one has acquired. So there's no artificial stress, there's no, unnecessary drama, as to say. And then here we are hearing about the woman, a chaste woman who has to follow, who should rather follow her husband. Comments? Because it's, you know, nowadays there's different ideas going on. There's so much different propaganda going on. And many women are not maybe willing to hear about this, or maybe their experiences are not so good that maybe they're willing to hear, but maybe their experience has been mm, so different that they may question this. But any comments? Do you all want to
Hare
share?
Krishna.
Hare
Yeah, it
Krishna.
should be right. The quality of the husband, how his quality
Yeah, that's right.
is right.
That's right.
So that's why there'll be disagreement, definitely.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right. Yeah. What's the quality of the husband? Is he able to protect the wife or no? You know, it's true. And because right now, as the society, really there is no clear indication, right? As Prabhupada is saying, there's no clear indication who's who, how to distinguish. And so there is like chaos in society. There's no protection for anyone as such, kind of. Because before each was protecting another. The wife was being protected by the husband. The Brahmanas were, the Kshatriyas were protecting the Brahmana, Vaishya, and Shudra. Each are protecting each other. The Shudra is providing service to them. The Vaishya is the one who's making money and supporting the society. So everyone was, how do you say, helping each other grow, live peacefully. But now, modern society, we don't have that. Should we go on or
Hare
Yes.
Krishna,
next one?
Shilpa ji. Hare Krishna, Shilpa ji.
Hare
When we are
Krishna.
reading this one, no, then there is a feeling like how we read about even the Shudra. So I think that it was because of all this that there came a time when the Brahmanas overtook and they started distinguishing, and then how the society, everything fell down. How the system was really well made, but like how we read that Shudras were not allowed to, like Shudras should not, उन्हें मंत्र उच्चारण नहीं करना चाहिए. So but then this was used by some Brahmanas in a wrong way,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
right? And that's
Yeah.
how this whole system fell down, like how Shudro ko humne Harijan bana diya, like how all that untouchable system came up uselessly. It
Yeah.
wasn't based on birth, actually.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
we fell into caste system because
Yeah,
of
it's
that,
true.
right?
Yeah, because some people misuse the power. Yeah, it's
Misuse the
true.
power. Yes, yes, like how
Yeah.
we read, with the great power comes the great responsibility, and they
Yeah.
misused it.
Yeah, true.
So that's why all the problems were created.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Some arjanopale pabhyam
Sam Arjuna Bale Pabhyam
graha mandana vartane
Graha
Grahandana
Mandana
Vartane
swayam cha mandita nityam
Swayam cha
Swayam
Mandita
Mandita
Nityam
Nityam
parimrishta parichada
Parimrishta
Parimrishta
Parichada
kamer ucha bache sadvi
Kame
Kame
Ucha
Uchavache Sadhvi
prashrayena damena cha
Prakshayena
Prashrayena Damena Cha
vakye satye priye premna
Vakya
Vakye
Vakye
Satye
Satye
Priye
Priye
Premna
Prema
Kale kale bhajet patim.
Kale kale bhajet patim.
patim.
A chaste woman must dress nicely and decorate herself with golden ornaments for the pleasure of her husband. Always wearing clean and attractive garments, she should sweep and clean the household with water and other liquids so that the entire house is always pure and clean. She should collect the household paraphernalia and keep the house always aromatic with incense and flowers, and must be ready to execute the desires of her husband. Being modest and truthful, controlling her senses, and speaking in sweet words, a chaste woman should engage in the service of her husband with love, according to time and circumstances. Again, any comments, if any?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Do you think is it possible in nowadays?
Yeah, that's what we just said that. That's right. That the society is completely
Yeah,
different
yes.
now.
Even the family also, not only society. Like society is very big uh, thing. Like inside the family also, nobody have time, and even the wife and husband relation is still not very healthy.
Hmm.
Like wife are not so such sacrificing tendency. Like they are competitor
Hmm.
like that. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
hmm.
this we are
So,
hearing this duties of ideal
wife.
society, ideal
So,
wife. Yeah.
hmm. But how to resolve this all problem? Do you think the education system is the major issue because of education system and the liberation of women is making these all things unhealthy? Like, just I'm asking, is it?
Well, actually, what we say women liberation, we have to try to understand, is it actually liberation or is it actually exploitation in the name of liberation? If we go to analyze, in the
Hmm.
name of women liberation, actually, is it that a woman is being exploited more? Because she has to not only work outside the home, she not only has to work inside the home, but she has to work outside the home. She has to bear children, take care of children, so it's more added responsibility for the woman. So we have to really consider, what do we actually call women liberation? Is it actually liberation or is it actually exploitation? You know?
Mm, yeah, but I think like the older era was much more healthy. Even the women are
Yes,
not very educated. They don't have power to go out or work.
exactly.
But
You have to
inside the home,
understand what is the meaning of education. Exactly. That's what I'm
yes,
trying to
yes,
say.
yes,
Yeah.
I understand.
You're
But
saying is
that
right.
time, yeah,
Mm.
that time
Yeah. So that,
they can read Hanuman Chalisa. They can read demigods artis and do pujas every day. They take bath early morning, around 4 or 4:30. Every woman, they followed
mm,
this system and they did pujas and every cleaning and everything. And there is some fixed schedule for breakfast, for lunch, for the kids, like small childs or the men at home. They have some system, and that
mm,
makes very healthy environment inside the house, outside the house. Even the discrimination, like I cannot say discrimination. That time it was not discrimination. That was just a division of work.
yeah, you're very right. You're perfectly
Yeah.
right. And there was mutual respect,
Yes.
mutual honor, mutual respect. You're perfectly right. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yes, I also agree with what Ratna is saying before. There was so much of, you know, order in the system and discipline. And I think probably that was disturbed. And maybe Now everyone is thinking of themselves now, their own sovereignty, and that's how probably even women came to be about to take care of themselves on their own, took things in their hand. But yeah, there is added responsibility on them, and they have to balance it now because they have
Yeah,
taken it up. Yeah. So the
it's
only
true.
way Prabhupada is also explaining, we have to come to that platform of goodness, to come to the platform of understanding our aim of life is transcendental loving service to Krishna. So keep
Yes.
chanting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So that we can rise above,
Yes.
rise above the bodily platform, understand we are not woman, we are not man, we are spirit souls, part and parcel of
Yes.
Krishna.
Yeah.
And
And if they
look at
can come to
everyone in that consciousness, huh? And
yes,
to
yes,
be able to
yes,
see
yes,
others in that consciousness.
yes. And if they come to, Krishna consciousness movement, I think it's going to be so helpful. They can be, it'll be easier for them to understand how to, balance their life. So easy. It will be so easy for them. Just they
True.
need to come here. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
true. Thank you. Any more comments? Oh,
Actually,
anything?
there is also one more thing, because the how we say the nature of women is to give love and compassion always, because she she always gives that love and compassion. And when sometimes you work, that's your nature, like how you give and how you're emotional and how you're so compassionate. And when sometimes we try to go against it, then the problem arises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. That's true.
Because women is never like that. She'll always think about her family, her children first. She always keeps them first, no matter what.
Mm. Yeah, it's true.
Because she's very tolerant also, like extra tolerant.
Yeah.
Because we read and we see that how in today's world, when things are so bad, women are there in the marriages because of children, because they want to give good life to children. If they're not, they are trying, but even if they're not able to have a good relationship with husband, but they still don't want to leave the marriage because it will hurt their children. So
Mm.
that compassion and that love is their actual, that's their nature. Sometimes things might go wrong and exceptions are there, but that's
Yeah.
what her basic nature is, that she's really emotional and she's so lovable, and that's how she can connect to Hare Krishna also very easily,
Yeah, true.
to the movement,
Very true.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Women are easier to hear about spiritual life, easier to do pious activity. Yeah, it's very true. Okay. Shall we go on to the next ones?
Yes.
Yes.
Santushta lolupa daksham
Krishna Lolupa Daksha.
dharmagya priya satyavak
Dharmagya Priya Satyavak.
apramatta shuchi snigdha
Apramata Suchi
Snigdha.
Snigdha.
patim tva apatitam bhajet.
Patim
Patinatva
Apatitam
Bhajet.
Bhajet.
A chaste woman should not be greedy, but satisfied in all circumstances. She must be very expert in handling household affairs and should be fully conversant with religious principles. She should speak pleasingly and truthfully and should be very careful and always clean and pure. Thus, a chaste woman should engage with affection in the service of a husband who is not fallen. Here comes the qualification of the husband also. We heard the qualifications of the wife. According to the injunction of Yajñavakya and authority on religious principles, Ashuddhe sampratiksho hi mahapataka dushita. One is considered or contaminated by the reactions of great sinful activities when one has not been purified according to the methods of the Dasha Vida Samskar. In Bhagavad Gita, however, the Lord says, Namam duskritino muda prapadyante naradama. Those miscreants who do not surrender unto me are the lowest of mankind. The word naradham means non-devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Ye bhaje se bara abhakta hinachar. Anyone who is a devotee is sinless. One who is not a devotee, however, is the most fallen and condemned. It is recommended, therefore, that a chaste wife not associate with a fallen husband. A fallen husband is one who is addicted to the four principles of sinful activity, namely illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. Specifically, if one is not a soul surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is understood to be contaminated. Thus, a chaste woman is advised not to agree to to serve such a husband. It is not that a chaste woman should be like a slave, while her husband is Naradham, the lowest of men. Although the duties of a woman are different from those of a man, a chaste woman is not meant to serve a fallen husband. If her husband is fallen, it is recommended that she give up his association. Giving up the association of her husband does not mean, however, that a woman should marry again and thus indulge in prostitution. If a chaste woman, unfortunately, marries a husband who's fallen, she should live separately from him. Similarly, a husband can separate himself from a woman who is not chaste according to the description of the Shastra. The conclusion is that a husband should be a pure Vaishnav and that a woman should be a chaste wife with all the symptoms described in this regard. Then both of them will be happy and make spiritual progress in Krishna consciousness. Does this help?
Wow, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, chastity for a woman, and for the husband, he should be a devotee of the Lord. So, those are the principles. Okay. Yapatim Hari Bhavena.
Ya
Yapatim Hari
Hari
Bhavena
Bhavena
Bhajet Shrir Eva Tatpara.
Bhajet Shri Iva Tatpara
Hari Atmana Harir Loke.
Hari Atmana Hari
Hari
Loke
Loke
Patya Shrir Eva Modate.
Patya Shri Iva
Iva
Modate.
Modate.
The woman who engages in the service of her husband, following strictly in the footsteps of the goddess of fortune, surely returns home back to Godhead with her devotee husband and lives very happily in the Vaikuntha planets. The faithfulness of the goddess of fortune is the ideal for a chaste woman. The Brahma Samhita 529 says, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevayamanam. In the Vaikuntha planets, Lord Vishnu is worshipped by many, many thousands of goddesses of fortune. And in Golok Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is worshipped by many, many thousands of gopis, all of whom are goddesses of fortune. A woman should serve her husband as faithfully as the goddess of fortune. A man should be an ideal servant of the Lord, and a woman should be an ideal wife, like the goddess of fortune. Then both husband and wife will be so faithful and strong that by acting together, they will return home back to Godhead without a doubt. So, this is the point, that the husband should be a devotee and the wife should support him, assist him in his devotional service. So because he's a devotee, he's going to go to Vaikuntha, and because she's assisting him, she's also going to go to Vaikuntha. So both of them can get out of this material world. In this regard, Srila Madhvacharya gives this opinion. Harir asmin sthita iti strinam bharatari bhavana shishyanam cha guru nityam shudranam brahmanadishu Bhrityanam Swamini Tatha Haribhava Udirita. A woman should think of her husband as the Supreme Lord. Similarly, a disciple should think of the spiritual master as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A Shudra should think of a Brahmana as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And a servant should think of his master as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, all of them will automatically become devotees of the Lord. In other words, by thinking this way, all of them will become Krishna conscious. So it doesn't mean that one thinks that the husband is God, or the spiritual master is God, or the Brahman is God, Brahmana is God, or a servant thinking the master is God. But think of them as their protector, as the Lord is protecting us. Right? So, because if we think that, oh, spiritual master is God, then one day we may think, okay, we can also become God then. That becomes impersonalism. But understanding how to respect, how to worship. God is God. But then the personalities who are protecting us, giving them that kind of a reverence, because after all, the spiritual master is protecting the disciple, the husband is protecting the woman. This is the ideal situation we are talking about. The master, the Brahmana is protecting the Shudra, and the master is protecting the servant. So in the ideal situation, this is how it is. Is that okay? Comments? Questions? Okay, we can stop here maybe for today. We'll go to the next one. Okay.
Up to you.
I'm sorry?
We are stopping, right?
Yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
stop here.
Okay. Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur
Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much.